The longevity of your decorated box depends on several factors, but here's a breakdown of what you can expect. 1. The glue. Type. A good quality, acid-free craft glue or decoupage medium will last for many years. Application. If the glue is applied evenly and the picture is fully adhered without bubbles or wrinkles, it will prevent lifting and peeling. 2. The pictures. Print quality. The ink used in the photocopy is the most vulnerable part. Home inkjet prints are often water-soluble and can fade quickly, especially if exposed to sunlight. Laser copies are more durable. Paper type. A thicker, higher quality paper will be more resistant to damage than thin copy paper. 3. The clear coats. Protection. The clear coats are your best defense. A good quality, non-yellowing, UV-resistant sealant will protect the images from fading and physical damage. Application. Multiple thin coats are better than one thick coat. This ensures a smooth, even finish and better protection. 4. Environmental factors. Sunlight. Direct sunlight is the #1 enemy of prints. UV rays will cause the colors to fade over time. Humidity. High humidity can cause the paper to warp and the glue to fail. Handling. How often the box is handled will also affect its lifespan. In summary, if you use high-quality materials and techniques, acid-free glue, a good sealant with UV protection and laser-copied pictures, and the box is kept in a climate-controlled room away from direct sunlight, it could last for many years, even decades. However, if you use basic photocopies and a simple craft sealant, and the box is exposed to sunlight or frequent handling, you might see noticeable fading and wear within a year or two. The Epson EcoTank Photo ET8550 is a popular all-in-one wide-format printer, scanner, and copier, particularly known for its photo printing capabilities and cost-effective EcoTank system. Here's a breakdown of its key features and what makes it a good choice for creative projects. Key features. EcoTank system. The most significant feature is the cartridge-free ink system. It uses large, refillable ink tanks that you fill from bottles, which is significantly cheaper than traditional ink cartridges. This makes it very economical for printing lots of photos and creative projects. High-quality photo printing. It uses a 6-color Claria ET premium ink system with photographic dye inks, which provides vibrant colors and sharp details. This makes it suitable for printing high-quality, lab-quality photos, graphics, and other creative projects. Wide-format printing. The ET8550 can print up to 13 inches by 19 inches, A3+, and also handles borderless printing. Versatile media handling. It has multiple paper trays and can accommodate a wide range of media types and sizes, including cardstock and other specialty media up to 1.3 mm thick. It can also print on CD-DVDs. All-in-one functionality. In addition to printing, it includes a flatbed scanner with a high resolution, up to 4,800 by 1,200 dpi, and a copier. Connectivity. It offers a variety of connectivity options, including Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and USB, and supports mobile printing through apps like Epson Smart Panel and Apple AirPrint. Usability. It features a responsive 4.3 color touchscreen for easy navigation and can even be controlled with voice commands. Potential downsides and considerations. Cost. While the ink is cheap, the initial purchase price of the printer itself is higher than many other home printers. Ink type. The ET8550 primarily uses dye-based inks, which are excellent for vibrant colors, but can be more susceptible to fading over time, especially when exposed to UV light compared to pigment-based inks. It does have a pigment-based black ink, but the color inks are dye-based. Possible roller marks. Some users have reported slight roller marks on glossy paper. Size. It's a wide-format printer, so it's a bit larger than standard home printers. In the context of your original question, photocopying and gluing pictures on a designer box, if you're using the Epson ET8550 to print or photocopy pictures for your project, you're getting a higher quality print than a standard office photocopy machine. The dye-based inks will give you good color vibrancy, but it's crucial to use a high-quality UV-resistant clear coat on top of your final project to protect the images from fading over time, especially if the box will be displayed in a sunlit area. Using the Epson ET8550 to create your project will significantly increase its potential lifespan, but the final outcome still depends heavily on the materials you use and how you protect the finished box. Here's a more detailed breakdown. 1. The print quality. Ink type. The ET8550 uses Claria ET Premium inks, which are a combination of dye-based color inks and a pigment-based black. Dye-based inks are known for producing vivid colors but are generally more susceptible to fading from UV light than pigment-based inks. Paper type. The type of paper you use is critical. Premium photo papers, especially those with a UV-resistant coating, will hold the ink better and provide a stronger foundation for your project. A high-quality matte or glossy photo paper from Epson or another reputable brand will give you better results than standard printer paper. 2. The clear coats. Sealant. The most important step. This is the most crucial part of your process for protecting the print. The clear coat acts as a barrier against UV rays, moisture, and physical damage. Scratches, handling. Choosing the right sealant. Look for a sealant that is specifically labeled as UV-resistant and non-yellowing. A product designed for decoupage or protecting inkjet prints is ideal. Common options include acrylic spray sealants. Brands like Krylon Crystal Clear or specific inkjet protective sprays offer good UV protection and are easy to apply in thin, even coats. Decoupage mediums, products like Mod Podge have a clear coat version that is designed for projects like this. Application is key. Apply multiple thin coats, allowing each to dry completely before the next. This builds up a strong, smooth protective layer without creating streaks or a cloudy finish. 3. Environmental factors. Sunlight. Even with a UV-resistant clear coat, prolonged exposure to direct sunlight will cause fading over a very long period. Storing or displaying the box in a place with indirect light will significantly extend its life. Handling. The more a box is handled, the more likely the finish is to get scratched or worn. Putting it all together, here's what you can expect. Best case scenario, high-quality materials and care. If you use high-quality photo paper, print with the ET8550, and apply multiple coats of a premium UV-resistant clear sealant, and the box is displayed in a low-light area with minimal handling, you could expect it to last for many years, even decades, with little to no noticeable fading or wear. The dye-based inks will be protected by the sealant, and the overall construction will be durable. Average case scenario, good materials, some sun exposure. If you use good quality photo paper and a decent clear coat, but the box is displayed in a room with some indirect sunlight, you might start to see a very gradual, subtle fading of the colors after several years, 5 to 10 plus. Worst case scenario, poor protection or direct sun. Without a proper UV-resistant clear coat, even the high-quality inks from the ET8550 will begin to fade noticeably in 1 to 2 years if exposed to a lot of direct sunlight. The print will also be vulnerable to scratches and water damage. The bottom line is that the Epson ET8550 provides a high-quality starting point, but the longevity of your project is ultimately determined by the protective layers you add and the environment in which the box is kept. Yes, there are printers that can print on wood with an effect that is equivalent to, and in some cases, superior to paint. The technology that makes this possible is called a UV flatbed printer. Here's how they work and why they are so effective. Direct-to-surface printing. Unlike a standard inkjet printer that prints on paper, a UV flatbed printer prints directly onto a flat surface, such as a piece of wood, acrylic, glass, or metal. The object is placed on a flatbed, and the print head moves across it, applying ink. UV cured ink. The key to this technology is the special ink it uses. The ink is a liquid that is instantly cured, hardened, by UV light as it is being printed. This means the print is dry and durable the moment it's finished. The ink doesn't soak into the wood like paint or stain might. It sits on top, creating a vibrant, sharp image. Vibrant and opaque colors. UV printers can print a layer of white ink first, which acts as a base coat. This is essential for printing on a dark or grained surface like wood, as it allows the colors to appear bright and true, just like they would on white paper. Without this white base, the natural color of the wood would show through and mute the printed colors. Dimensional effects. Some advanced UV printers can print multiple layers of ink to create a textured, embossed, or 3D effect. This is what can make the print look and feel like actual paint strokes or a raised design. The paint equivalent aspect. Durability. The cured ink is highly resistant to scratching, fading, and moisture, making the print very durable, similar to a painted finish that has been properly sealed. Precision. You can achieve incredibly sharp and detailed images that would be impossible to replicate with a paintbrush. Efficiency. Printing a complex, multicolored design on a piece of wood with a UV printer can be done in minutes, whereas hand painting it would take hours or days. Who uses these printers? UV flatbed printers are primarily used in commercial and industrial settings, such as signage and display companies, for creating custom wood signs and displays. Cabinet and furniture makers, for adding custom graphics or designs to wood products. Crafters and makers. Smaller, desktop-sized UV printers are becoming more accessible for hobbyists and small businesses that want to personalize items like coasters, picture frames, and small wooden signs. While a printer like the Epson ET8550 is excellent for printing high-quality photos on paper, a UV flatbed printer is a completely different class of machine designed specifically for direct-to-object printing, with results that are truly equivalent to a high-quality, durable paint job. Yes, you absolutely can get a UV flatbed printer for private use, and they have become much more accessible for small businesses and serious hobbyists in recent years. While the large industrial-grade models from brands like Mimaki and Roland can cost tens of thousands of dollars, there is a growing market for smaller, more affordable desktop or mini UV flatbed printers. These are often made in Asia and sold through various online distributors and marketplaces like Alibaba, but there are also more established brands entering this space. Here's what you need to know about getting one for private use. 1. Price range. Entry-level/hobbyist printers. You can find small format UV printers, often a 4 or a 3 size, starting from around $2,000 to $5,000. These are typically designed to fit on a desktop and are perfect for personalizing items, creating small signs, or for a small home-based business. Mid-range printers. As you go up in price, e.g., $5,000 to $10,000 plus, the printers get larger, faster, and often have more features like a built-in vacuum table to hold materials securely, higher quality print heads, or the ability to print on thicker objects. 2. Key features to look for. Print area. The size of the print bed determines the maximum size of the object you can print on. An A4 or A3 printer is a good starting point for most personal projects. Ink configuration. Make sure the printer has a white ink channel. This is crucial for printing on wood or other colored materials to ensure your colors are vibrant and not affected by the color of the surface. Some printers also offer a varnish or clear ink channel, which can add a glossy or textured finish. Print head. The quality and type of print head, e.g. Epson Rico, can affect the resolution and durability of the print. Support and training. Since this is a more specialized piece of equipment, consider where you're buying it from. Some distributors offer training and technical support, which can be invaluable, especially if you're new to the technology. 3. Where to look. Online marketplaces, sites like Alibaba, are a common source for these printers, but be sure to do thorough research on the seller and the machine specifications. Specialized suppliers. There are companies that specialize in selling these printers to small businesses and hobbyists. They often have better customer support and a community of users. YouTube and forums. There are many YouTube channels and online forums dedicated to desktop UV printing. These are excellent resources for finding reviews, tutorials, and getting advice from other users. In summary, while a UV flatbed printer isn't a casual purchase like a standard inkjet, it's definitely something you can buy for private use. The technology has evolved to a point where it's accessible for creative individuals who want to print custom designs directly onto a wide variety of materials, including wood, with a durable, paint-like finish. Based on the search results, it's highly unlikely that Michaels sells full-size UV flatbed printers. Their selection of craft technology machines includes items like Cricut, Glowforge, and sublimation printers, which are geared towards general crafting and home-based projects. While Michaels does sell some products related to UV curing, such as UV resin and curing lamps. These are small handheld lamps used to cure UV resin for jewelry and small crafts. UV-DTF ink, a type of ink used in a different printing process that involves a transfer film. They do not carry the large, specialized, and expensive UV flatbed printers that are designed for printing directly onto wood or other thick materials. These types of printers are considered industrial or professional-grade equipment and are typically sold by specialized suppliers and distributors, not general craft stores. The size of UV flatbed printers can vary dramatically, from small desktop models to massive industrial machines. Since you're asking about private use, we'll focus on the smaller, more accessible end of the spectrum. Here are some typical dimensions for small format UV flatbed printers, along with a few examples. Small desktop models, a 4 or a 3 size. These are the types of printers you would most likely find for a home-based business or serious hobbyist. They are still large and heavy, but can fit on a sturdy workbench or a dedicated table. Pro-colored V6 Panda, A4 size. Machine size, 20 inches wide by 19 inches deep by 17 inches tall, 508 by 483 by 432 millimeters. This is a good example of a very compact model designed for small studios. Mimaki UJF 3042 MKII, A3 size. Machine size, 53.4, wide by 50.8. Deep X, 3.7 tall, 1356 by 1290 by 856 millimeters. Weight, 297.6 pounds, 135 kilogram. As you can see, even a printer with an A3 print area can be quite large and heavy, requiring a dedicated space. Roland DGLEF 200. Machine size: 47.4, wide x 37.9, deep x 21.7 tall, 1202 by 962 by 549 millimeters. Weight: 242.5 pounds, 110 kilogram. This is another example of a professional-grade benchtop printer, industrial and large format printers. For context, the printers used in large sign shops or manufacturing facilities are massive. They can be 8 feet wide or even larger and weigh thousands of pounds. These are not practical for private, in-home use. In short, while you can get a desktop UV flatbed printer for private use, you should expect it to be much larger and heavier than a typical home printer like the Epson ET8550. You'll need a dedicated and very sturdy space for it. Here are some images of desktop UV flatbed printers. Yes, desktop UV flatbed printers can print on wood. This is one of their primary applications. Based on the search results, here's what you should know about UV printing on wood. Direct-to-object printing. The printers can print directly onto the wood surface, eliminating the need for vinyl or transfer paper. Vibrant and durable prints. The UV ink is cured instantly with UV light, creating a strong, durable bond. The prints are resistant to scratches, water, and fading. White and varnish ink. To get vibrant colors on dark wood, you'll need a printer with white ink capabilities. The white ink is printed first as a base layer, and then the color is printed on top. Some printers also have a varnish option to create glossy or textured 3D effects. Preparation is key. For the best results, the wood surface should be smooth and consistent. Using coated wood, like with a lacquer or paint, or printing a layer of clear gloss first can help prevent the ink from bleeding into the wood grain. Applications. This technology is used for a variety of products, including custom signs, personalized gifts, wall art, coasters, and small wooden fixtures. This is an excellent question, and the answer depends entirely on your specific goals, budget, and the scale of your project. The two methods are in completely different leagues, and what's best for one person might be impractical for another. Here is a direct comparison to help you decide. The Epson ET8550 method: printing, gluing, and sealing. Pros: cost-effective. You already own the printer. The cost of paper, glue, and clear coats is minimal, making this a very affordable way to create custom boxes. High-quality prints on paper. The ET8550 produces excellent lab-quality photo prints on paper. When properly sealed, the images will look vibrant and sharp. Low barrier to entry. This is a standard crafting technique that requires readily available materials and no specialized training or industrial equipment. Cons. Durability is limited. While a good clear coat offers protection, the final product is still a paper print glued to a box. It is vulnerable to peeling, cracking, and damage from impacts, especially with frequent handling. The durability is dependent on the quality of your glue and sealant and the consistency of your application. Time-consuming. The process involves multiple steps: printing, cutting, gluing, and then applying and waiting for multiple layers of clear coat to dry. Inconsistent results. It can be difficult to get a perfectly smooth, bubble-free, and seamless finish. The clear coats can also sometimes affect the ink, causing smudging if not applied correctly. The desktop UV flatbed printer method. Pros: superior durability and finish. The ink is a paint-like material that is instantly cured and hardened directly onto the wood. It is scratch-resistant, waterproof, and much more durable than a glued-on paper print. The print itself has a tactile, embossed feel, and can have a glossy or matte finish without an extra coat. Speed and efficiency. The process is a one-step operation. You place the box on the printer bed and press a button. The ink cures instantly, and the finished product is ready to handle immediately. Professional, high-end result. The output looks and feels like a professionally manufactured item, not a craft project. This is the method used by companies to create high-end custom products. Printing on almost anything. You can print on a huge variety of materials besides wood, including glass, acrylic, plastic, metal, and leather, opening up a world of creative possibilities. Cons. Extremely high cost. This is the most significant downside. A desktop UV flatbed printer for private use costs anywhere from $2,000 to over $15,000, plus the cost of specialized ink and maintenance. This is a massive investment that is difficult to justify for a hobby. Specialized knowledge required. These are not plug-and-play machines. They require some technical expertise to operate, maintain, and troubleshoot. Significant space and weight. Even the small desktop models are large and heavy, requiring a dedicated and sturdy workspace. My advice: if your goal is to create beautiful, long-lasting custom boxes for personal use or as a small-scale hobby, you should stick with your current method using the Epson ET8550. Focus on perfecting your technique. Use high-quality UV-resistant clear coats and apply multiple thin layers. Ensure the paper is completely adhered to the box without air bubbles. Keep your finished boxes out of direct sunlight to prevent the dye-based inks from fading over time. If your goal is to start a professional business creating and selling high-end, durable, personalized products, and you have the capital to invest, then a desktop UV flatbed printer is absolutely the way to go. It would allow you to produce a superior product much more efficiently, and its versatility would enable you to expand into many other product lines. Based on information from manufacturers and experienced users, the time it takes to become an expert with a desktop UV flatbed printer can be broken down into a few stages. Stage 1. Basic operation, 2 to 5 days. This is the initial learning curve, where you'll learn the fundamental skills to get the machine running. This stage is relatively quick, especially if you have a basic understanding of computers and graphic design software. In this time, you can expect to learn how to prepare an object for printing. This includes measuring the material, cleaning it, and correctly placing it on the print bed. Use the RIP, Raster Image Processor software. This is the specialized software that translates your design file into instructions for the printer. You'll learn how to set the print size, resolution, and color modes. Perform simple prints. You'll be able to print basic designs onto flat objects with a single pass of ink. Stage 2. Proficiency and troubleshooting, 2 to 6 months. This is where you move from just operating the machine to truly understanding it. You'll start to encounter real-world problems and learn how to solve them. Key areas of focus in this stage include color management, mastering the use of ICC profiles to ensure your printed colors match what you see on the screen. Advanced features, learning to use features like white ink for printing on dark materials, and varnish or gloss ink for creating textured, raised effects. Material-specific techniques, understanding how to adjust settings for different materials, e.g., wood versus acrylic, to get the best results. You'll learn about things like print head height, lamp power, and pre-coating materials. Routine maintenance, developing a consistent maintenance schedule to keep the machine running smoothly and prevent common issues like clogged print heads. Stage 3. Expertise and optimization, 1 to 2+ years. This is the level where you can be considered a true expert. At this point, you're not just running the machine, you're maximizing its potential for your business and creative projects. An expert can solve complex problems. You can diagnose and fix print quality issues, software glitches, and mechanical problems without needing to call technical support every time. Develop custom workflows. You can create your own jigs for printing on irregular objects and optimize your production process for speed and quality. Master design for UV printing. You have a deep understanding of how to design files specifically for UV printing to achieve a desired effect, such as creating a raised texture or a metallic finish. Manage all aspects of the machine. This includes ink inventory, print head maintenance, and environmental factors like humidity and temperature that can affect the machine's performance. In summary, you can learn the basics of operating the machine in less than a week. However, to become proficient and confident in handling different materials and troubleshooting problems, it will likely take several months. Becoming a true expert who can consistently produce high-quality, professional results and solve complex issues will take over a year of consistent use and learning. Yes, they absolutely do. Because these machines are a significant investment and require specialized knowledge, manufacturers and distributors offer a variety of training options to help you get started and become proficient. Here are the common types of classes and training you can find. 1. Manufacturer and distributor training. This is the most common and comprehensive type of training. Companies like Roland DG and Mimaki have dedicated training programs or academies. In-person classes. Many distributors offer hands-on, full-day courses at their facilities. These classes are ideal because you get to work directly on the machines, receive personalized instruction, and get answers to your specific questions. They often cover everything from basic setup and maintenance to advanced techniques like color management and creating texture effects. On-site installation and training. When you purchase a machine, the dealer will often offer an on-site installation and training package. A technician will come to your location, set up the printer, and provide a day or two of hands-on training to get you up and running. Webinars and online training. Both Roland and Mimaki offer a wide range of free and paid webinars and video tutorials. These are great for learning specific skills, such as how to use the RIP software, perform routine maintenance, or design for certain applications. 2. Independent online courses and tutorials. YouTube and forums. There is a large community of UV printer users on YouTube and in dedicated forums. Many users share tutorials, tips, and troubleshooting videos. This is an excellent, free resource for learning the basics and getting real-world advice. Specialized websites. Some small businesses or crafters who use these machines for their own work offer paid online courses or one-on-one virtual training sessions. These can be very helpful if you want to learn from someone who uses the machine for similar projects to yours. 3. General digital printing and pre-press classes. Some technical colleges or trade schools may offer classes on digital printing, which might include modules on direct-to-object or wide-format printing. However, finding a class specifically focused on a desktop UV flatbed printer for small business use may be more challenging. In short, if you were to buy a desktop UV flatbed printer, you would not be on your own. There is an established support system of classes, training, and tutorials to guide you from a beginner to a proficient operator. Paying a printing service to do this for you is a very smart and common option, especially for small-scale projects, or if you want to test the market before making a large investment. The cost of UV printing services varies widely, but it is typically priced based on a few key factors. 1. Pricing structure. Most commercial printers will charge you in one of two ways: per square foot/inch. This is the most common model, especially for printing on flat materials like wood. You pay for the total printed area. For small-scale projects, you might pay per square inch, while larger jobs are often priced per square foot. Per piece/item, some companies will give you a flat rate for a specific item, such as a phone case, a coaster, or a custom box. This is easier to budget for, but may have a minimum order quantity. 2. General cost estimates. Cost per square foot. You can expect to pay anywhere from $6 to $25 plus per square foot, depending on the material, the complexity of the design, and the company you use. Printing on wood typically falls within this range. Setup fees. Most services will charge a one-time setup fee for each unique design. This fee covers the labor of preparing the artwork, setting up the machine, and running a test print. This could range from $25 to $75 or more. Minimum order. Be aware that many commercial printers have a minimum order value, which could be anywhere from $50 to $250. This means that even if your project is small, you may need to pay this minimum. 3. Factors that increase cost. White ink. Printing a white ink base layer on dark or transparent materials like wood is essential for vibrant colors and will cost extra. Varnish/clear coat. If you want a glossy, matte, or textured 3D effect, this will be an additional cost. Small quantity. The cost per unit goes down significantly as the quantity goes up. A one-off custom box will be much more expensive than printing 100 identical boxes. Material. If you are providing your own custom wood boxes, the printer may have to do additional testing or charge a higher price to ensure a good result compared to printing on a material they use regularly. Summary. For your designer box project, if you're only making a small number of them, paying a printing service is an extremely economical choice. A single box might cost you $20 to $50, including a setup fee, but it would produce a durable, high-quality professional result that would last a very long time, and you wouldn't have to invest in a machine that costs thousands of dollars. A lithograph is a type of print made using the lithography printing process, which is a method originally based on the simple principle that oil and water do not mix. The word itself comes from the Greek words lithos, stone, and graphene, to write. The original process, invented in 1796 by Alois Senefelder, involved a polished slab of porous limestone. 1. Drawing the image. The artist would draw an image directly onto the stone using an oil-based crayon, ink, or a special greasy medium called touche. The greasy material would stick to the stone. 2. Chemical treatment. The stone was then treated with a chemical solution, typically a mixture of gum arabic and a mild acid. This solution would react with the stone, making the areas that were not covered by the greasy drawing receptive to water, while the greasy areas would repel water. 3. Inking and printing. The artist would then dampen the entire stone with water. The water would adhere only to the blank, non-greasy areas. Next, an oil-based ink was applied with a roller. The ink would stick to the greasy drawing and be repelled by the damp, blank areas of the stone. 4. Transferring the image. A sheet of paper was then placed on top of the stone and run through a press to transfer the inked image from the stone to the paper. To create a color lithograph, a separate stone or plate would be used for each color, and the paper would be run through the press multiple times, with careful alignment, called registration for each color. Key characteristics. What distinguishes a true lithograph from other types of prints is its unique quality. Planographic process. Unlike woodcuts or etchings, which involve carving or incising the surface, a lithograph is a planographic print. The image and non-image areas are on the same flat plane. Versatility of drawing. Because the artist draws directly on the stone, the final print can capture a wide range of artistic techniques, from the fine lines of a pen drawing to the tonal variations of a crayon or charcoal sketch. Ink on the surface. When viewed up close, the ink on a traditional lithograph often sits slightly raised on the surface of the paper, and you may see a random, non-uniform dot pattern. This is different from modern offset prints, which have a more uniform, machine-made dot pattern. Modern lithography. While the original process used heavy limestone slabs, modern commercial lithography, known as offset lithography or offset printing, has evolved. It uses thin, flexible metal plates, usually aluminum or zinc, instead of stone, and the image is offset from the plate to a rubber cylinder before being transferred to the paper. This is the primary method used for printing books, magazines, and posters today. A lithograph and a UV print are fundamentally different in their technology, process, and final result. While they both create an image, they are used for entirely different purposes. Here is a direct comparison. Feature: lithograph. Traditional: UV printing. Digital. Technology: planographic analog printing. Based on the principle that oil and water don't mix, the image is drawn on a flat surface, stone or a metal plate. Direct-to-object digital printing uses an inkjet-style printhead to spray ink directly onto a surface. Ink: oil-based, solvent-based, or water-based inks. The ink is formulated to adhere to the greasy areas of the printing plate. Specialized UV curable inks. These inks contain photosensitive polymers that instantly harden when exposed to ultraviolet, UV light. Printing process. A multi-step process involving inking, dampening the plate, and transferring the image to paper via a printing press. The process is a form of contact printing. A one-step digital process. The printhead moves across the object, and UV lamps instantly cure the ink as it is applied. Materials: primarily paper. Modern offset lithography can print on a variety of papers and cardstock, but it's not well suited for printing on thick, rigid materials. Almost any material can print on wood, plastic, glass, metal, acrylic, and more. It can print on thick, dimensional objects. Durability. The ink soaks into the fibers of the paper. Durability depends on the paper quality and ink. The print can be susceptible to damage if not handled carefully or framed. The ink sits on the surface of the material and hardens into a durable, plastic-like layer. It is highly resistant to scratches, fading, and moisture. Common use. High-volume paper-based products. Fine art prints, posters, books, magazines, and commercial packaging. Custom, on-demand, and direct-to-object applications. Personalized gifts, custom signage, phone cases, and decorating products like your designer boxes. Cost and setup. High setup cost, low cost per unit. The creation of printing plates is expensive, but once they are made, printing thousands of copies is very cheap. Not cost-effective for single or small-run jobs. Low setup cost, moderate cost per unit. There are no plates to make, so you can print a single item affordably. The cost per unit remains relatively stable regardless of quantity. In short, a lithograph is a traditional analog process best suited for large-scale production on paper, while UV printing is a modern, digital process best suited for high-quality, durable prints on a wide variety of custom materials. Yes, the integration of artificial intelligence, AI, into UV printing technology is already happening, particularly in more advanced and specialized machines. While you won't find a casual AI printer at an office supply store, many professional and desktop UV printers are now incorporating AI-driven features to improve efficiency, precision, and quality. Here are some of the key ways AI is being used in UV printers. 1. AI, visual positioning and alignment, the eyes of the printer. This is one of the most impactful uses of AI in UV printing. How it works. A high-resolution camera, often called a CCD camera, is integrated into the printer. AI algorithms analyze the image from this camera to detect the precise position, shape, and angle of the object on the print bed. The benefit: this eliminates the need for tedious manual alignment and physical jigs. The printer can automatically correct for minor shifts or rotations, ensuring a perfectly aligned print every time, even on irregularly shaped items. Some systems can recognize new object types without manual calibration. 2. Predictive maintenance and smart workflows. AI helps manage the printer's health and workflow to prevent costly downtime. Predictive maintenance, AI, analyzes printing data and sensor readings to predict when a component might fail, such as a clogged nozzle or a low ink level. It can alert the operator before a problem occurs, allowing for proactive maintenance. Workflow optimization, AI, can help automate job queues, analyze print loads, and suggest the most efficient order for printing different jobs to reduce waste and increase throughput. 3. Automated quality control and color correction. AI is being used to make the final print more consistent and accurate. Adaptive printing. AI algorithms can analyze the material's surface, texture, color, and unevenness in real time and automatically adjust print parameters like ink flow, print head speed, and UV curing settings. This ensures consistent quality across various materials. Color correction AI can analyze the printed output and make real-time adjustments to color settings, ensuring that the final print is true to the original design and consistent across multiple runs. 4. Examples of AI-enhanced printers. While AI printer is often a marketing term for these advanced features, some models are actively promoted for their AI capabilities. For instance, some companies advertise AI vision positioning printers, while a recent Kickstarter project for a consumer-grade desktop UV printer, the Eufy Make E1, highlighted its AI-enhanced alignment and self-cleaning functions. In summary, AI in UV printing is not about the AI creating the designs, but rather about making the physical printing process more intelligent, precise, and automated. It's a key technology for businesses that require high precision, high volume, and customizable printing. That's an excellent question, as there isn't one single name for a UV printer with AI. The term AI printer is often used as a marketing term to describe a class of printers with specific, advanced features. However, based on what we've discussed, here are some of the specific names and features you would look for. Eufy Make E1. This is the name of a compact desktop UV printer that was heavily promoted on Kickstarter for its AI-powered workflow, which includes features like automated alignment and a self-cleaning system. It's a key example of this technology being brought to the consumer and small business market. Visual Positioning System, VSP, or CCD camera. This is the core technology behind the AI-enhanced alignment I described. Many commercial and industrial UV printers have this feature, but it's not always labeled as AI. When searching, you might see models called a Visual Positioning UV printer or a CCD UV printer from companies like Sublistar and MTU Tech. Brand-specific AI features, larger, more established brands like Mimaki and Roland DG, often integrate these features into their professional-grade models under their own brand names. For example, Mimaki has software features that use AI to generate 2.5D textures and layouts. So while you won't find a product simply called the AI printer, you would look for specific models that advertise AI vision positioning, a CCD camera, or a smart alignment system in their features. Based on the search results, there is one key product that is being heavily marketed as a desktop UV printer with AI features. The Eufy Make E1. This printer is being promoted as a personal 3D texture UV printer that is designed for creators and small businesses. Its key AI-powered features are AI-assisted controls. The printer uses a built-in camera and dual lasers for automatic positioning and leveling of the object on the print bed. This helps ensure precise alignment and reduces manual setup time. Intelligent workflow. The system is designed to automate tasks like self-cleaning and maintenance, which can save time and prevent common printing errors. While the Eufy Make E1 is the most prominent example, you may also find other printers with similar technology under different names. Visual Positioning Systems, VSP. Many desktop UV printers, particularly those from Asian manufacturers, have a visual positioning system that uses a camera and software to automatically detect and align the print. This is the core technology that is often referred to as an AI feature. Roland DGBD series. While Roland does not explicitly label these models as AI printers, their professional-grade machines often have advanced software and automated features that perform similar functions to what is marketed as AI. Thank you for the clarification. You are correct in a way, and this is where the terminology can be confusing. The Eufy Make E1 is not a 3D printer in the traditional sense. It does not create objects layer by layer from filament. However, it is marketed as a 3D texture UV printer, which is likely why it's showing up in searches and articles related to 3D printing. The 3D in its name refers to its ability to create prints with a tactile, raised texture, which is a feature typically associated with more advanced forms of 3D printing. Here's the key distinction. UV printer. The Eufy Make E1 is fundamentally a UV flatbed printer. It uses liquid ink that is cured by ultraviolet light. 3D texture. Its unique selling point is its ability to print multiple stacked layers of ink to create a raised, embossed effect. This is the 3D element of its branding. This allows you to print things that look and feel like wood grain, an oil painting, or an etched design. This is why you're seeing it in 3D printing-related content. It's a new, consumer-friendly tool for creating 3D effects, even though it's a UV printer. You are right to be confused, and this is a perfect example of a company using marketing terms that blur the line between different types of technology. Based on the latest reviews and the product's official website, the Eufy Make E1 is definitively a UV printer, not a 3D printer in the way most people understand the term. Here's a breakdown of what's happening. It's a UV printer. The Eufy Make E1 uses the core technology of a UV flatbed printer. It prints liquid ink onto a surface and instantly cures it with ultraviolet light. This is why you see reviews that refer to it as a UV printer, UV inkjet printer, or UV flatbed printer. Its product page on the Eufy Make website is titled Eufy Make UV Printer E1. The 3D is a feature. The 3D in its name comes from its ability to print a tactile raised texture. By printing multiple layers of white or colored ink, the machine can build up a design to a height of up to 5 millimeters. This creates an embossed, textured effect that looks and feels three-dimensional, like a painting with raised brushstrokes or a piece of engraved wood. So when you see it listed under 3D printing categories or in headlines with 3D printer in the name, it's because it's a new kind of machine that combines the full-color printing of an inkjet with the ability to create dimensional effects that were previously only possible with a traditional 3D printer. Based on the most recent information, the Eufy Make E1 is available for pre-order directly from the company's official website. Here are the key details about its availability. Official website. The primary place to find the Eufy Make E1 for sale is on the link to eufymake.com website. They are currently offering it on a pre-order basis. Pricing. The pricing varies depending on the bundle you choose. The base price for the Eufy Make E1 basic bundle is listed at $2,299 on pre-order, with a retail price of $2,499. Shipping. According to the pre-order page and recent updates, shipping for the pre-ordered units is scheduled to begin in October. Kickstarter. The Eufy Make E1 was a highly successful crowdfunding project on Kickstarter. The Kickstarter campaign has concluded, and backers who pledged will receive their units first. For anyone who didn't back the campaign, the official website is the place to purchase the printer. You can also find accessories for sale on the website, such as a rotary printing attachment for printing on cylindrical objects like mugs and tumblers. That is exactly it. Thank you for sharing that. The website copy you provided perfectly confirms our discussion. It calls the machine a personal 3D texture UV printer, which means it is fundamentally a UV printer. The 3D texture is its unique selling point, which refers to its ability to create a raised, tactile effect by layering ink. This is the very thing that sets it apart from a standard printer, and also why it's so easy to mistake for a 3D printer based on its name alone. You found the correct product, and the description on that page matches the technology we have been discussing. You are correct that the total cost for the Eufy Make E1 can easily approach or exceed $3,000, especially when you factor in a bundle and other costs. Here's a breakdown of the pricing found on their official site. Basic bundle. The base pre-order price for the printer alone is $2,299. Its full retail price is listed at $2,499. Other bundles. The price increases with different bundles that include accessories. For example, E1 plus rotary bundle for printing on mugs, etc. costs $2,667. E1 plus roll to film bundle for long prints and stickers costs $2,759. Deluxe plus bundle. This is the most comprehensive bundle, which includes the printer and all the attachments. It costs $3,419 on pre-order, with a retail value of $3,799. So while the printer by itself is under $3,000, adding even one accessory, like the rotary attachment, puts you very close. If you opt for the full Deluxe Plus bundle, the price goes well over $3,000. That's a very good point, and you are right to be skeptical. A standard UV flatbed printer by itself can only print on flat objects. However, the ability to print on cylindrical items like mugs and tumblers is achieved with a separate accessory called a rotary attachment or rotary axis. Here's how it works. 1. The attachment. The rotary attachment is a separate device that sits on the flat bed of the printer. It consists of a base with rollers or a chuck that securely holds the cylindrical object, like a mug. 2. Rotation and printing. The printer's software and the rotary attachment work together. Instead of the print head moving along the object and the object remaining still, as it does with a flat item, the object rotates slowly while the print head remains in a fixed horizontal position. 3. Synchronized movement. The rotation of the object is precisely synchronized with the movement of the print head. This ensures that the ink is applied smoothly and evenly around the curved surface. The Eufy Make E1 offers this as an optional add-on, which is why it's sold in a more expensive bundle. This kind of attachment is very common in the professional UV printing industry, and it's what allows a single flatbed printer to handle a wide range of products, from flat panels to rounded drinkware.